you believe in time to sing it down? Bows down.
Jesus, I nearly missed that. I've just been queuing for petrol. Sorry. Good afternoon, good evening, hello. This is our podcast again, and it's talking to our souls with me, Steve Henn, and over there we have who?
I'm Av, bubbling round the ring, sing.
Oh, that's too good for me to just go Av. Right, every week you've got to do that now. Every week we're going to have bubbling round the ring, Mr. Singh, rub-a-dub-dub, Mr. Singh. I'm just drinking gin, Mr. Singh.
Yeah.
Obviously not a good one. So, hey, it's all been kicking off this week, Av. What do you want to talk about?
Last week I think we struggled for material. So
Yeah, but it was a good show. I found myself hilarious.
I found it on the podcast. Say that.
No, but last week I remember you said you had a boring week.
Yeah.
So surely you can't have 2 boring weeks in a row.
I would say we're not bored, but there's been a lot going on, hasn't there? This week, so a lot of stuff to distract.
Yeah, but I think that's what we're going to get with this government. This government is let's distract rather than from you showing the truth. I saw a program, I can't remember what it was, that they said, what does Boris Johnson want to achieve in his life? And I go, to be Prime Minister, and that was it. That's all he's done it, and that's all he wanted. He doesn't care about running the country. He just wanted to be Prime Minister. And go, what the fuck? I got to do work now. What? No.
Oh, I'm Prime Minister. Mr. Prime Minister, we got to leave EU. Mr. Prime Minister, we got a pandemic. Kermit.
Hey, nice reference there to the Green Frog.
The UN. No. Is he Welsh?
What UN?
Is he Welsh? No, the UN.
Oh, UN.
Oh, these bloody immigrants coming from Wales. No, you've got to go to the UN and meet Biden and tell everyone about your green business.
Whoa! Can I stop you there? Do you mind? I mean, no, but I don't know if you were going to carry on and say something, but it really does annoy me when Boris comes out now as the champion of the green people, when he was very much against climate change and everything else 6 months ago.
I think what it is, he wants a leg. Every bloody prime minister wants a legacy. He's latched onto this. He wants this to be his legacy, that I champion green stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. But the bastard won't insulate our houses.
I was thinking that because they've started to now bring in really harsh penalties because people are protesting about insulation, right? Insulation. It's the most timidest thing to protest against. It's not like throwing blood at fur coats or anything like that. It's like, put some stuff in your loft to make your house warmer, and the government are making them criminals. I find it hilarious.
The spending... I think it's 100. Don't anyone quote me on this. I think they've got to spend. They've put
more than £2.
Oh, £100 million they put aside for, and it works out looking at giving at least £4,000 to people who want alternative heating, which is get rid of your boilers, get rid of gas.
Oh, okay.
Start using.
I just got a solicitor to get rid of my boiler. 1975.
Heat extractors, some of that. You stick them on the outside of your house to make a lot of noise, and it's supposed to take warm air out of the cold air. You've got to have massive radiator pipes. So to put them into older systems, it won't work. You have to have a new system. So they put money aside for that, but they're not going to insulate your houses. Well, Preeti Patel had an idea. You know that?
Did she?
Yeah.
Was it to come to Redditch?
No. She wanted to insulate the houses with asylum seekers. on the outside. Yeah.
Squashing all these people against your walls. She just has to open a truck.
Oh, that phrase fell off of the back of a lorry.
You know, Sean Taylor's dead. He fell off the back of a lorry.
Well,
but yeah, it does mean it's like I got these kids. I got this for the kids in the pub. It fell off the back of the lorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it means something nicked, but you know, Peter Patel. Peter Patel fell off the back of a lorry. It means immigrants have landed. Asylum seekers have landed.
In space terms, when he said it's a giant leap for mankind, Priti Patel's is they fell off the back of a lorry. That's her statement to the world.
Boris, they fell off the back of a lorry. Was it green?
Are they frogs?
Frogs, yeah.
The frogs fell off the back of a lorry.
I was going to say, you could have said him to what's the French Prime Minister's name?
Macron.
Macron, yeah, Macron. Hey, you know Boris, aren't you? You're a frog.
Yeah, I think we're crossing all the lines of international diplomacy here.
I'm not. It's Boris.
Oh, this is the thing. There was a thing on the newspaper the other day about them having a go at the British, saying with an empty loo roll and saying Brexit. Basic translation was it's what tomorrow is about, and it was like no fuel, no toilet rolls, no immigration.
Like I'm not trying to offend you or anything, Steve, but you was of an age in the 70s, which you remember how it was. I was born late 70s, so I don't remember anything about it. I don't know if you can compare it, but is it like similar sort of things happening now than there was in the 70s?
I was 9. I remember rationing for the petrol. I don't think we actually used it, but I remember the rationing cards. That was when petrol was 79p a gallon. A gallon. How many litres in a gallon?
6.5.
Who cares? Who cares? Because did you just say 6.5?
I don't know.
It's like I think a 5 litre container is almost a gallon.
Okay, that was.
I think it's 4 point. I think it's 4 point something. Alexa, how many litres in a gallon?
1 imperial gallon is about 4.5 litres.
4.5 litres. Boom.
Ooh.
I can remember living through the power cuts, and every time the lights would go off at 6 o'clock, my mum would get a candle out, and then my dad would light it.
Have you changed your supplier yet? Have you fixed a deal?
Oh, for fuck's sake! For fuck's sake! For fuck's sake! Right? For fuck's sake! The day that Green Energy went bust, who is my fucking supplier, the day I was fucking on my online banking cancelling all my direct debits to them because I thought they're going to go bust. They're going to go bust. So I cancelled my direct debit, which was due out on the 25th or 26th of this month. And stop that malarkey. But they were very good. They sent me lots of emails. But that's not. I'm on one of this. I'm on this sort of program. I think it's called Swift Energy or something. And they automatically transfer you every year to a better deal, so you don't have to do anything. But the last time this is the third provider that they've switched me to that has gone bust. So I'm used to it. Hey, you didn't think you'd get that as a response, did you?
No. I mean, I changed mine, but am I getting a? It's not a better deal than what I was. I don't think so, but I don't know these days.
No, apparently as well. If I was on a better deal, that's gone, and they'll put me on whatever.
Well, Boris.
Yeah, stick another immigrant on the fire. We should all be on national power. The government should just have one company called Boris's Flatulence, and we can all sign up to that.
Well,
that'll heat our houses.
Yeah, I think they should need to get him he should resign, become the Minister for Energy, and stick a pipe on his gob because the amount of hot air that comes out.
Hot air.
God! We can heat 5 million homes. just 1 hour of Boris speaking heats 5 million homes.
Yeah, the trouble is that 1 hour of him speaking, everyone will be asleep. They think he's gassed them. I can't listen to him speak now, and it's not because I find his tone or his opinions just baffling. It's just that he doesn't say anything. Why listen to him when he never? I could say you listen to it. He never says anything. Take anything he says. He can always get out of it by saying, "Well, actually, that's not what I said. I said it." You know, because I actually thought he said he would die in a ditch rather than you know. He said, again. "I would rather be dead in a ditch than delay Brexit." So he didn't say that he would want to die. He didn't say that he would die.
No, Steve, you got it wrong. You misquoted him. He said, "Rob's a dead bitch."
I think hot air from Boris is a good way to heat the world.
Do you know? Because no one's holding him to task. You know, especially that middle class bastard, Keir Stamer, Sir Keir Stamer.
Sir.
With the deep set eyes and no emotions.
He is a robot. He is probably a clone of Tony Brown. Tony Brown? Tony Brown? Tony Brown? I mean Gordon Blair.
Oh, I'm saying, or maybe you got some inside information there that he's had DNA taken from Tony Blair and
Gordon Brown.
Gordon Brown. He's been spliced.
Spliced.
He's a combination. He's been a combination.
When you say spliced,
DNA spliced and creating the middle class monster, Keir Stamer.
Fait accompli, that is.
And you bought it by mistake. You bought it.
Fucking hell! You've just made Coldplay and Ringo Starr compatible. I'm making music and putting it in a format that nobody listens to. Genius.
John Lennon was my friend. Paul McCartney
is still alive. I got drunk the other day and I went to the fried chicken place. I said, "Can I have some Paul McCartney with wings?"
Thomas the Tank Engine went round the track.
I'm just reading Boris's lies to try and find out which one it was.
There's too many, Steve. I think everyone knows that he's a big pile of horse shit, and no one's going to swallow it.
Are we talking about the heating from Boris, or are we talking about...
Well, it's a play on words, Steve. It can mean anything.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the lies of Boris Johnson for a reason. Oh, that was it. Because on my Facebook today, when I went out and tried to get some petrol, because I got 80 gallons of petrol. 80 gallons. Fuck 80 off, you bastards. Hey, come on. Rah, rah, rah. Yeah, no, I've got 80 miles left on the range in my car. It says I can do 80 more miles.
You got a Range Rover? Oh my God. You do. You.
I haven't. I've got a Renault Megane. It's a red one. But yeah, no, because I thought, well, I could go to my mum's and back because mum's, she needs a bit of support, and that's 50 miles. So I could only do that once if she needs some support in the next week, or I could go to work for 7 days. And I'd have enough. So I thought I better see if I can go and get some petrol. So I went down the road, and the petrol station was at the bottom of the corner, and that roundabout was full up with people. No one could get actually on the roundabout, so people were just trying to get round, and they couldn't even get round because all the cars were queuing up. It's about 11 o'clock, right? And it's because, this is what I was saying, Boris Johnson said, don't panic. There's no need to panic. So everybody thinks, fucking hell, we're going to run out of petrol. And that's the thing with Boris and his lies. People know this is what I put on my Facebook. To the fuckwits who voted for Johnson and are now in a petrol station queue, he said, don't panic. If you don't believe anything he said, why the fuck did you vote him in?
Yeah. Gavin Williamson.
Oh dear. But have you heard, did I say this last week? I can't remember. Or is it just that he's going to be made a Sir?
Oh my, another fucking.
That was his deal. That was his deal to go. He was going to be made a Sir. But you can't have Sir Gavin Williamson when he looks like a dick.
I was going to say, it's ironic, isn't it, that he's the Secretary Straight for Education for the schools, and he wants to be called Sir.
But this new bunch have come in. Who's the guy we were talking about earlier, the Transport Secretary? He's got no clue whatsoever. He was saying it was the pandemic, even though 2 years ago Operation Yellowhammer was saying it's going to happen. It is Brexit. All this bollocks is Brexit. It's got nothing to.
I had a plan. As soon as I got in 2 years ago, I had a plan, but the pandemic meant we couldn't do the testing correctly. We have to test people, and we can't do it at the moment. And everyone's saying to me, let them all in from Europe to drive. No, I've got a plan. Today, we're going to let the Europeans come back in to drive the wagons.
This is the Transport Secretary. Was he on Question Time?
Question Time. And you had the leader of Iceland.
What, Gherkensturgenfahrt?
No, the shopping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's giving his staff Boxing Day off.
Do you know, I'm a big fan of 24-hour shopping. I'm a big fan of no Sundays, no religion. I'm a big fan of people working whenever they want. But considering what we've gone through and everything, I think that's quite a nice idea to not open Boxing Day. And also, because I'm going to say a single parent, but that sounds like a bit ganky. But like, because my children have Christmas Day with their mum and Christmas Day with their Boxing Day with their dad, I think there's a lot of children that do that. And I think to have, although for dads, maybe having shops open on Boxing Day is a good idea because they've always forgotten something. But I think it's nice to have Boxing Day. So the people don't have to work rather than people need to shop. I think giving people a day off on Boxing Day is a good thing.
Yeah.
Strictly Come Dancing this week announced that 3 of their dancers weren't vaccinated, and there's been an upcry saying that the dancers should be kicked off, and I agree.
But the GB News had I don't even remember
what was their point of view?
Well, they actually had one of the, I can't remember his name. You know, there was an outspoken.
Oh, James, gob on a stick.
Yeah,
he's a gob on a stick. But he was saying that they should go.
Yeah, he was saying this, and he was on there talking about saying that they should go. And he was arguing with a journalist who's saying that they should. She's anti-vax, but apparently she didn't like the saying that she was anti-vax. So,
well, if you're anti-vax, like we used to, you know, my dad's brother's wife used to hoover all the time. We used to call her anti-vax. No, but you should. If you are anti-vaccine, then what's wrong with being? If someone says you're anti-vax, you are. Why would you do? If you are saying you're anti-vaccine, and then someone calls you an anti-vaxxer, why get on your high horse?
Yeah. I mean, it's like a Brexiteer, isn't it? Same kind of thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Maybe it's a vaxiteer. Let's call them vaxiteers.
A vaxiteer?
That'd be pro, wouldn't it? That'd be pro-vaccine, a vaxiteer. So,
no, but I don't understand why people. The thing is, I'm quite happy for people to make the choice of not to have the vaccine. I'm happy. I've just got tickets for Tim Minchin in Oxford. I'm going to go and see Tim Minchin, and I got an email saying that I need to show proof of vaccination if I'm going to go in this theatre. So I've got to show that I've had me 2 jabs. If you don't want to have the vaccine, that's fine. But like, for the BBC to put other people, I don't think it's putting them at risk, is it? Because it's the dancers that themselves are going to be at risk who aren't vaccinated. A musician rang into the radio and said that where if he gets a job now, he has to prove that he's double vaxxed. And like, I just think the BBC should have just said, if you're dancing with us on a show with the public involved, then you have to be double vaxxed. It's that or nothing. I don't get it. I don't understand what the hoo-ha is.
But James has a point of view that it's not just about the dancer and their partner. It's also about
The show.
the show. Who's on the show? It's about the judges. It's about the people in the back, the cameramen, the showrunners, the we call it makeup artists and all that. Which is it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Well, because if there was an outbreak, then the show would have to either cancel or some people would have to go home. So, like, surely those 3 dancers, if they weren't vaccinated, they'd have to go home anyway. So it just makes sense for the BBC to just say all vaccinated, otherwise we can't do the show. If you're going to sign a contract, either be vaccinated or not, unless they really are popular dancers. I've never watched the show, so I have no idea how important the professional dancers are. Or it could be any dancer. Do they have their own personalities, these professional dancers? Sheba, she's my favourite. I don't know.
I don't think there is one called Sheba. It's hard to say something funny about it because it's so serious.
What, about Strictly Come Dancing?
Yeah, you have to be serious about Strictly. You can't take the piss out of Strictly. You know that.
Of course you can take the piss out of Strictly.
No,
it's one of the BBC's biggest shows, and it's bullshit. What's white and shuffles across the floor? Oh, Come Dancing, if you didn't know.
I think it's for dirty bastards. They're all dirty bastards.
What?
They're all shagging each other, aren't they?
Strictly Come... Not if they haven't been double jabbed. Or they might be double jabbed if they're all shagging each other. Bag up, but not jab up.
What would Bruce say, eh? What would Bruce say? Good game.
I thought he'd say, nice to see you nice. I know what Bruce would say. I'm dead. Let me out of this box. I'm dead.
That's terrible. Why would he say? Why would he
say I'm dead? He's not.
If he's dead, you wouldn't be saying I'm dead.
Okay, I know what Bruce would have said. You took your time.
Steve, I got the old lady calling me for tea. Yeah, Priti Patel's calling me for tea, Steve.
Oh, we will say goodbye then.
Brownstown, we're with you when you fight. Brownstown, bark with the dogs tonight. Brownstown, Cleveland is right behind you.
Just finish with Av's point of view.
I was in Morrison's the other day.
Jim.
Yeah. It's almost a tank engine would drown the truck.
Stop. You can't just keep doing an impression of Ringo Dingo, Ding-a-ding-a-dingo, Chimney Star. You have to have a bit of...
Any point of view.
Any point of view.